watching one of your YouTube videos. Then go watch that. Moth is like, I'm studying your course and now I'm live. Maybe I shouldn't just go live. Maybe I should just let you guys continue watching all my content. It's a great trading week. Bunch of cool stuff happening. Really peaceful. Really chill. Same old trades over and over again. Let's do some trading questions. So I'll just wait for some trading questions here. Maybe I'll answer a few non-trading questions. The status with the new house? What do you mean new house, man? We're still looking for a place in South Lake, but we'll probably move there like next year. Whether we rent over there or whether we buy a house, we'll probably move there. Hey Nick, any tips? I've lost like the past 10 or 11 trades in a row. This means I'm doing something right. I don't know what you're asking, man. How you said your supervisor that you were quitting? I got fired from Target, and then from the church, I just kind of told him, his name was Ron. I just told him, I was like, hey man, I don't have as much time to like work here anymore. Like trading's going good and my business is picking up, so like I won't be able to like work here anymore. And he was like, all right, it's fine. And I just turned in all my gear. I lied, I turned in all my uniforms. I still have all my gear. Like I still have like my my duty belt, like my gun belt and everything that I had to wear when I was there. Had to give back the uniform and bulletproof vest though. Longest you've held a position? For about a month. This was back in December. I held New Zealand dollar USD in a gold trade for like pretty much a month. I made a YouTube video about that. It's one of the first YouTube videos I made, like when I started ramping up my channel. I made that video on December 24th, I believe. Hey bro, what about your FTMO? You guys still ask that question. I've answered this a gazillion times and I've made 2 YouTube videos about it. So go to my channel and do a little bit of basic research and you'll find out. You're 16 today, Ephraim. Happy birthday. Are you a fundamental or technical trader? I'm both. Hi Nick, is it a good idea to trade oil now? I don't know, I don't trade oil. How long did it take you to be profitable? 1.5 years. And you can learn that from my free trading at the link in my bio. So you should probably just leave this live and go watch that. It's a new video as well. You ever tried option trading? Nope. Forex is working good for me, so I just stick to that. What's your bias on GBP pairs? Who the fuck knows, man? Bullish technically, but fundamentally, like, with all this shit going on in the UK and they're still reaching, like, they still haven't had a deal for Brexit, still bearish. So it's like conflicted, right? Like technically it's up, but fundamentally it may be like, I don't know. So I don't really have a clear bias. Bimanet says, I have a question. When you're looking for an entry at the 4-hour, why do people look back at the 1 hour or the 39-minute chart? I assume you meant 30-minute. People do that to like kind of zoom in and see what the candlesticks are doing. It's like, you can be trading like a daily level, but to really get a good idea at what price is doing at that daily level, you may want to go into like the H4 or the H1 to like see what the candlesticks are doing to see if they're rejecting. So that's why people do it. Hi Nick, after a prolonged downtrend, uptrend, how long after it breaks that trend would you take a trade in the opposite direction of that prolonged trend? Everything's relative. So just look to take profits at the next significant area. I'll give you an example. This is a trade that I took last week. I sold AED New Zealand dollar right here. And I covered this in like 2 YouTube videos ago. But I sold AED USD right there, AED New Zealand dollar right there because price came up, broke below this level, retested it. So I got my sell entry there at the trend line. But what happened is it broke above the zone. So it broke above the trend area, broke above the horizontal level. When it came back to retest the zone, I closed my trade at break even. I closed my sell at break even. And then I entered a buy after price started going up. So if you see here, like price broke above this zone here, it came back and retested. I closed it at break even on the retest. And then price jumped up right there. And then after that push upwards, I entered a buy. And then I took that buy up here. So to answer your question, how long would you wait for a trend break to like sort of like trade in the opposite direction? Here's what you want to look at. You want to look at the macro picture, big picture, right? So on the daily and the H4, like we're kind of trending downwards, right? However, if we zoomed into this bit of data right here, you can see that on the H1, we've got like a more accelerated downtrend. And so if price were to get out of the downtrend like it did here, where's the next logical area it can go to? Well, it probably will go up here to kind of retest like maybe this horizontal level or the downtrend zone or whatever, which it ended up doing. This isn't always the case. But the answer to this question is just look at everything in terms of perspective. Like this could be a downtrend right here, but price may be like going up to the overall downtrend. So if you're looking to like trade and you're taking a sell, like to take your profits maybe down here on a sell. And then if price is like going up right here and it's breaking out of the uptrend and testing and you think it'll come up to like the downtrend area, then just make sure you have your profits before that downtrend area, which I took mine in here. This was like a small 1 to 2 trade. And then this one was like a 1 to 1.5 when I closed it on Friday. And this is, by the way, this is like my live account right here. This is one of my live accounts. So, and I actually took these trades because you can see, like you can't lie here in Oanda, they show like the little arrows for where you entered and exited. So like I can't like, there's a lot of people showing these demo accounts trying to fucking pass it off as live. I actually took these trades. But here's the thing, it's all in perspective, man. So if you're gonna be taking a buy or sell, just make sure your targets are at the next logical area. That's what I do. And I go over a ton more detail about that in the full program, which you should buy if you're not in. The vibe says I'm practicing to quit my security job. Good, man. I was there before, for years. How do you look to confirm entry point? Once analysis is done, you look for price to just start bouncing away from the zone, man. What got you fired from Target? I cussed at somebody who was threatening me. Change your jacket, bro? Fuck no. I like this jacket. How do you identify key levels every time? Whenever you use the word every or 100% of the time or guaranteed, like Forex is not for you. If you're asking me how to draw key levels every time, I don't fucking know because even I don't get it right every time. So you can draw good levels like a good chunk of the time, but every time, I don't know, man. Do you have a college degree? No, I don't. I dropped out with 2 classes left to my bachelor's degree in criminal justice at UT Arlington here in Texas. You trade gold? No, I don't trade it because I can't with Oanda. I could with my CoinEx account, but I just don't trade it. I just trade FX. It works fine. As a beginner, how many pairs should I focus on? I don't know, man. These are the pairs I trade. You can screenshot. With the exception of the last 3 pairs, I trade all of these. Maxie says, hey bro, I don't have any knowledge on market structure. I really learn. Please, how can I learn? I see you haven't found the link in my bio yet. Maybe you should check the link in my bio. How has trading changed your mentality and personality? For example, I always think about risk management in general life. I don't know how much has changed my mentality and personality. I don't know. Not as much stuff bothers me as it used to, but I think that's more so from personal development. But trading, I guess, has a little bit to do with that. How do you know which way the pairs will go on news on Forex Live? You never know, man. It's all speculation. Take some practice to learn. What pairs do you trade the most? I don't know, man. I trade when there's a setup. But based on my FX book, it shows that my best trades are GBP, Canadian dollar, and New Zealand dollar. And then my 4th one right behind that is AUD. So, but it doesn't mean I trade those most. It just means those are my biggest winning trades. So maybe I should just focus on this. I'm still holding Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. Why did you exit? It was a double top. Because I felt like exiting, man. Really, I didn't want to hold the trade over the weekend. That's my main reason. I'd look to re-enter if it comes back up. I think it'll keep going down. It's like rejecting like a huge 4-hour support level here. I don't know. I think it's fine. It'll continue down. But I mean, I was up like 7.5K on that trade between both of my accounts. So I was like, this is good. Edward says, my bald-headed lord, I submit to you. What's up, Edward? Hope you have a good weekend, bro. KSMBZ, how much do you profit a week average? Sometimes I profit negative 10,000. Some weeks I profit positive 10,000. Some weeks I don't make any money. I average in between 10 to 40K per month right now. So that's what I do. Last question on FTMO. Jade24X Capital says, what happened to your FTMO? Listen, bro, I made 2 YouTube videos about this and covered everything in detail, so go to my YouTube channel and watch those videos and stop asking about it. New Zealand dollar CHF bias. Let's see what I think New Zealand dollar CHF is doing. It looks like bullish for me. This is a 4-hour chart. I have an alert here that I was watching on Thursday and Friday. It missed the alert and it didn't let me go in. I wanted to enter somewhere down in here, but I think it'll continue up to the daily downtrend zone. So that's my bias on New Zealand dollar CHF. I don't know what will happen, but I'm thinking it'll try to continue up a little bit next week. Do you look for candlestick formations when entering trades like doji, dragonfly, inverted hammer, etc.? No. I look for price to come to an area and start fucking bouncing away. That's it. I don't even know candlestick patterns or all the names. Do you believe in trade era or other signals? I don't know. Just make sure people have results before you buy some of their products, and check with clients of that person and check with the clients and see if the clients are getting results. How do you know which key level it's going to? I can mark 100 key levels, but for which one I go to struggle with taking profits? There's no way to know, man. Don't beat yourself up over it. I just draw the most obvious clear levels on the daily, and those are the levels I look to base my trades off of because those are the most important ones. A daily level is probably more important than a level that you'd find on the 15-minute chart. How much drawdown in terms of pips on average in every trade? This is not a good question because pips vary based on the pair you're at. If you're trading gold, gold can move 1,000 pips in a day or 1,000 micro pips. If it's on a pair USD CHF, sometimes it only moves 10 to 20 pips per day. But if it's a pair like GBP JPY or GBP New Zealand dollar, that shit can move hundreds of pips in a day. And so I think it's very poor to ask a question like how much drawdown in terms of pips on average. My average drawdown for each trade, I don't even know, man. I risk about 1% of my account per trade, and half my trades end up either being a break even or a stop loss or a loss of some sort. Sometimes I'll close early, and the other half are small winners or huge winners. All right, so let me see. Why don't you trade NAS 100? I don't know, man. Why don't you trade? Pick one thing that you don't trade. Let's just say let's say you trade the corn index, the commodities for corn. Why don't you trade corn, bro? Why are you trading indices? Why don't you come and trade some cocoa beans, man? I just don't, bro. I'm good at Forex. I'm decent at Forex, so I just stick to that. It works fine. Honest thoughts on Hugo's Way? I don't know. How much can one make with $1,000? It's a very bad fucking question. If I plant a field of crops, how quickly can I make $10,000 with my field of crops? See, it's like a weird question. It depends on so much shit. It depends on what you plant. It depends on what time of the year it is. It depends on if it rains. It depends on if someone drops a cigarette on your land and then it burns all your crops to death. It depends on what the market price is of the crops that you yield and how much you sell for. So much shit goes into determining how much money you're going to make or lose in something like Forex trading. So I think it's a very poor question to ask, how much can you make with 1,000? I don't fucking know, dude. And honestly, if you're asking that question, I don't think you should really be focusing on that in the first place. So focus on just learning how to trade the right way, man. Focus on getting the right education, just learn for free online. You can learn a bunch of places online for free. And just focus on you. And then the money will come in the future, probably in a couple years. But don't be so fixated on how do I make $1,000? How do I make $500 profit every week? Stupid fucking question to ask. Where do you put your key levels? At the most obvious fucking areas in the chart. Go to the daily chart, draw up the levels based on where price is close to, draw up the most obvious clear levels, and just trade based off those. Sammy says, don't take this wrong, but why would you ask so much of a course when you were making lots of money? Because I'd like to make more money, Sammy. Wouldn't you want to make more money? Why do you want to trade Forex? You want to make more money, right? So if I'm spending all my time teaching, which I spend like maybe 2 hours a day trading, and I spend maybe 8 hours a day dealing with Mission FX, dealing with clients, making content, blah, 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 running fucking like ads and all this other bullshit to deal with it, why do you think I'm driven to do that? Well, a big reason is probably the money, and another big reason for me is because I really enjoy it. And honestly, dude, I disagree with the premise of your question, because you say, why would you ask for so much for a course? I don't believe $1,000 is a lot of money for my course. I think the value that I give in that is worth way fucking more than that. I have a lot of clients making upwards of like thousands a week. I had one guy, it was like right here in our group chat, post yesterday, Bruce Clicky or whatever. He says, P.S. This was my first 1K profit week, $1,300 banked on my primary discretionary account. Thank you. And this was yesterday at 3 p.m. But that's not it, dude. There's like hundreds of people in my group chat trading live accounts, making consistent profits, whether it's a couple $100 a week or a couple thousand a week. We've got Javier, who's doing like 5 to 10K a fucking week on his live account. That's like more than me most times. Like the results are insane. And so to ask $1,000 for a course, I don't think that's a lot of money. I think someone who thinks that that's too much money shouldn't really even be getting into Forex in the first place, because they're probably not in a financial position to do so. Don't be lied to by people who say like, oh, if you have $100, you can start trading. I just don't think I don't think it's realistic, honestly. Does your techniques work for commodities too? I don't know. I've never traded commodities, but I would assume it worked kind of similar, but who knows? Can we trade gold with Oanda in other countries? I don't know. Maybe you should Google that. I don't know. My bald-headed king, I submit to you. Nick Money, longest time. How do you get your entries? I just enter at extreme confluence areas. What's your favorite pair? I don't have a favorite pair. You be going crazy? Maybe. I'm on a gold buy over the weekend from 1 and 4 hour support rejections. Cool, man. Let's hope it goes well. Big Bad Bam says, do you use Oanda as it's TradingView compatible? That's the main reason I use it, and plus I can set alerts on my phone for TradingView, and then I have the FX Trade app for Oanda on my phone, so I can manage everything from my iPhone. I don't really have to use MetaTrader 4 too much anymore. Nick, why don't you compound your account and try to make more money a month? I currently do compound my account, but I don't risk more. I risk the same 1% risk of my capital, which right now my capital is like 480K, 485K. And so if I risk about 5K per trade, it's about 1%. So I just keep doing that. Why the market has been acting crazy and has been crazy moves. Mohammed, that's your opinion. I don't think the market's been acting crazy. I think it's been great like the past 3 months, but that's just me. So maybe I'm the wrong person to ask. Do you know your average risk reward in the H4, H1? It depends on previous lows high. Yeah, it depends on where your entry's at, where your stop loss is placed, which should be on the other side of really clear levels. And it depends on where your final targets are. But you're not always going to close your trades at the final target. Sometimes you'll close at break even. Sometimes you'll close in small profit, small loss. Just depends. My average risk reward is in between 1 to 2 and 1 to 4. It just depends on the trade, and it also depends on what happens after I enter the trade. Just because you enter a trade with a beautiful 1 to 10 risk reward ratio doesn't mean you're going to get that target hit. In fact, you will probably rarely have a target hit at a 1 to 10 risk reward ratio, and if you do, you should teach me what you're doing, because I don't know anyone that can do that consistently, and I'll learn from you. Rolls says, thanks for your content knowledge. You're a beast teaching and trading. You're welcome, Roll. Glad you're enjoying it. What's that green and red indicator? I don't have any indicators on my chart. The green and red thing that you see is called a long short position tool. I teach it in my course. If you make so much money, can you explain why your course is so expensive? Because these are questions I see in loads of different groups. I disagree with the premise of your question. I don't think my course is expensive, so it's more a problem with you, not me. I think it's actually very fucking cheap for everything I offer. I think I won't trade USD till elections are over. Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea. I don't trade USD at all anymore. I've decided after this past month, I've avoided a lot of losers and a lot of bullshit on USD this month, so I'm just not gonna trade it. What do you think about gold on Monday? I don't know. I don't really trade gold. Sometimes I'll mark up the chart, but I don't really follow it. I just do FX. It's simpler. What's your outlook on fundamental news and how to relate to your strategy? I teach all of this in so much detail in the course. Just buy the course if you really want to learn. It's a lot. I can't just explain it here in a live. It would take me like an hour. The fact that you're half Indian, you are hella smart. I don't think that means much. There's a lot of Indian people that are complete fucking idiots. And there's a lot of white people that are complete fucking idiots. I'm half Indian and half white. But maybe I think I have a reasonable degree of intelligence. I don't think I'm anything special, but I think I'm, like, intelligent. I don't know how much it has to do with me being Indian, though. Muhammad says, break of support and resistance within a clear trend. Your YouTube videos have helped me a lot. Thanks, Muhammad. I'm glad it has helped you. What's your thoughts on gold? I don't know. If you're risking 1% on a 50K account, that's good. But I don't have any thoughts on it. You believe in signals? I don't know. I mean, it's like, it depends on what you're after. If you're after just copying trades because you want to make money and you don't want to learn, then don't do signals. Just get some capital together and just go and invest it with a fucking fund. But if you're taking signals, it's probably just because you want to make money. So just go invest your money and completely automate the process. If you want to learn, then maybe get a subscription or buy a course that where you can actually learn how to, and then follow trades as well to help. I call out my trades now complementary to Mission FX clients. We stopped Levels FX. We were making $90K a month from it, but it's the people in there are just following our analysis and trades. We wanted to do that for free for our clients again. So we just stopped doing Levels FX. We allow the Levels FX members to get into our full programs. And then we're just sharing all of our trades in there, and it just kind of comes with the program. So that way you can learn what you're learning in the course, and then you can see your mentor actually do it fucking live right in front of you every single day. Something that not a lot of these other people will do, but I digress. So yeah, I share my analysis, but I believe in sharing analysis to help people learn how to actually apply the shit they've learned. Forex is so easy to teach, right? You can just make a course, throw some shit in there, and then say good luck. But to actually go through the whole process of doing it in real time in front of everyone, I've got 1,600 members in Mission FX in my chat now, following my daily analysis. To actually do that shit live every day consistently, I've been doing that for 2.5 years now. It really kind of sets apart the people that know what they're doing and the people that don't, to trade through all the ups and downs live. So yeah. What's usually more significant, the horizontal level or trend line, especially when both confirmations are present to set up? Why not use both, brother? Wait until a horizontal level and a trend line intersect at one location and trade that area. It's called a conjecture zone. What time frame do you trade? The daily and the H4. Everyone has their own way of trading. Yes, they do. Do you think gold's going to push up one more time? I have no idea. Do you have Jamaican students? Probably. I don't know. Maybe. Will Levels FX ever be open again, say next year? I'm not sure. Do you still use Trader's Way? Thoughts on unregulated brokers? No, I do not, and I don't recommend you use an unregulated broker. I think you should just use regulated. EU, question mark? What about EU? Which broker is worth using? Oanda. I use Oanda. This is my Oanda. This is one of my Oanda accounts. I like it because you can plug it right here into TradingView, and then you can open it up, and then you can manage all your positions from here in TradingView, and then you can set alerts, and you can set your limits, and you can drag limit alerts, not limit orders, but you can set your alerts. I use it because it's way simpler to do, and I can trade right from the chart. I don't have to fucking open up MetaTrader 4 on my phone and fucking type it in and go to the position size calculator. It's here on TradingView with Oanda, I can just type in how much I want to risk. I can just type in 5,000 and then enter the trade, and then it does the lot size for me. I don't even have to worry about the lot size. So that's why. What made you choose this trading career? Not wanting to be poor, but mainly wanting to be free. I was cool even if I just made $5K a month from this shit. I just didn't want to have to go to work every day at a job that I didn't really like. Maybe if there was a job I liked, I would have done that over Forex, but I just wanted to live free, so I guess that was my main reason. If you make so much money from your trading, why is your course so expensive? As I'd love to do it, but I can't afford $1,400 when I have a family. If you think my course is expensive, bro, just don't buy it. Go learn from all my free stuff. And if you don't like my free stuff or you don't like me, then I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Go find someone else and learn from them. The most expensive education is free education. Remember that. So many people make it so obvious how they don't take Forex seriously or anything. I agree, man. Entrepreneur boy. I agree, bro. It's like you see some of these questions I get, and it's like fucking mind-numbing having to answer some of them, because it's like how do you even approach? It's like somebody walks up to you on the street, sir, should I get strawberry jelly or grape jelly? And you're just like, I don't know, whatever you want, man. And they're like, I want to know what to put on my bread. I want strawberry jelly. Should I get strawberry or peach jelly? And you're like, what the fuck? You know, it's like, how do you answer some of these questions? But whatever. Goldie Gold Effect says, do you respect the round number strategy? Maybe it works. I don't currently use it in my trading, but yeah, I've seen price interact around round numbers better. But don't let it distract you from what matters, which in my opinion, what matters is technical market structure and like confluence of that, and then also fundamental analysis, just basic fundamentals. Like if a fundamental bias is neutral for a pair, then just trade with what the technical bias is, whether it's uptrend or downtrend. If fundamental bias is bearish for a pair and it's bad, and then there's like risk off sentiment and everything's dropping, and the market structure for that currency pair also lines up like bearish technically, then it's like good. But where I would not trade is if like right now with GBPs, they're technically bullish on the chart. However, fundamentally, they're kind of like sketchy, because like with all this Brexit shit going on, they could drop. And so there's like a conflicting technical and fundamental bias. And so in that case, I would just opt to not trade, because there's so many easier opportunities. There's AUD New Zealand dollar sells. So chill. Nothing's going on in AUD. Nothing's going on in Australia or New Zealand. And so fundamentally, they're neutral. And then technically in the chart, super fucking clear downtrend. My entry was like at the tip of the fucking wick. Like, and if you don't believe me, let me show the actual thing here again.